Here's an easy way to figure out how to subtract integers like this to figure out that the answer is 6. First off, these are the 4 different scenarios that you're going to come across when you're subtracting integers. A positive minus a positive, positive minus a negative, negative minus a positive, and a negative minus a negative. And basically what you're going to do is add the opposite in each of these scenarios to rewrite it as addition. Writing it as addition makes it easier to interpret how to do problems like this. So if you have a positive minus a positive, I'm just going to rewrite it as A plus negative B. So add, so this becomes add. Opposite of B is negative B, so add the opposite. Here, same thing. This is going to become add. Opposite of this is a B. So A minus negative B is equivalent to A plus B. Here again, keep the first term. The minus becomes addition, and an opposite of positive B is negative B. So again, add the opposite. Copy the first term. This becomes addition, and opposite of this would be positive B. So negative A minus negative B is equivalent to negative A plus B. So let me show you each scenario. This one right here represents A minus B, so that scenario. So I'm going to rewrite it as, remember, A minus B is equivalent to A plus negative B, so adding the opposite. So I'm just going to rewrite this as 5 plus negative 3. So add, and then opposite of that, negative 3. And this is going to be easier when you write it as addition because it helps you understand what's going on. So if you need help visualizing this, you can do the work to the side. So like 5, this is positive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm adding 3 negatives to that. So 1, 2, 3. So when you add or combine, when we're adding, we're just combining. Keep in mind, when you combine a positive with a negative, they cancel each other out. That's what we call a zero pair. So cancel all your zero pairs, and whatever is left is your answer. I have 2 positives left. Therefore, the answer to this is positive 2. All right, here's the next scenario. This is going to be the A minus negative B scenario. And I mentioned before that subtracting a negative, I could rewrite it as adding the opposite. So adding becomes plus. Opposite of this is positive. So A minus negative B is the same as A plus B. So again, add, opposite. That's probably the easiest way to remember. Adding the opposite is the same thing. So now 5 plus 3, that's pretty straightforward. It's just 8. This is the third scenario. So I have my negative A minus B scenario. And remember, that's equivalent to just adding the opposite. So in this case, this became plus, and opposite of that is negative B. So again, copy this down, add, and then opposite of 3 is negative 3. And remember, if you need help, again, we could just draw it on the side. So I have 5 negatives, and I'm adding 3 negatives. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negatives. I'm adding 3 negatives. You can see altogether, we just have 8 negatives. So my answer is negative 8. All right, and this is the last scenario. This represents the negative A minus negative B scenario. And remember, this just means the same as negative A plus B. So add, that becomes plus, and then opposite of negative B, positive B. So add opposite. So I do negative 5, add, and then opposite. So again, writing it as addition is going to help me understand what's going on. I can see I have 5 negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm adding 3 positives, 1, 2, 3. And when you combine negatives and positives, remember that's a zero pair. They cancel each other out, and whatever is left is your answer. I have 2 negatives left. Therefore, negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2.